Hey, Dave here with Fix and Fly RC. So I thought I'd just put it together a little video to talk about why I set this YouTube site up uh, just recently, I guess. I'd put some videos up on my personal site. It was mostly for family videos and stuff like that, but I was putting plain videos up there too. But uh, just kind of quickly how I got into flying. I haven't been in it, I guess, third year maybe, flying RC airplanes now. And just a quick history. So in April of 2020, I lost my wife, almost 40 years. And during that time, we raised three kids. And between church and baseball and basketball and cheerleading and all the activities go with kids. And then we live on 5 acres, which was a lot of upkeep. Our weekends were always pretty full, not a lot of spare time. So I didn't really develop any hobbies or anything. So when she passed away, I just, didn't have any like hobby things to kind of do. Kids are growing out of the house. And my neighborhood's all 3 to 5 acres lots. And so coming home from work, I started noticing a couple of my neighbors out there flying Aero Scouts. And I had flown the old Cox 049s as a kid, if you guys are old enough to remember those. And actually, I flew a little RC years ago. And but I'd gotten out of it. And so I'd stop like a little kid and look up in the sky and talk to him and watch him. And finally, one of my neighbors, Chuck, just kind of put a controller in my hand and said, "Here, fly." And I was in. And all of us just kind of learning to fly together. We didn't, follow the normal rules of joining a club and, getting instructors or flight simulators, just the kind of the spare time we had. We just would go out there and fly. So I got pretty good at crashing planes early on and learning as I go. And so I got pretty good at fixing them over time. Good's a relative term, I guess, but I went from just hot gluing things back together to get it back into the field to trying to make it look, more, professionally done, or not just like it was slapped together. So anyway, that's kind of how we've been doing this the last 2 or 3 years, and getting a little bit better. Still crash every once in a while. Things happen, and but it has to be pretty significant that I want to try to put it back together. And I'll do. I'm going to do a video of a B-25 I put together. My neighbors that crashed in his garage for about a year. That was in pretty bad shape. But anyway, there's a lot of really good YouTube sites out there for people that really know this business well, that I would encourage if you're early in flying it or figuring out, that are much better at doing the detailed stuff. You got Two Brothers Radio. You got Brian Phillips, does a fantastic job of unboxing and taking you through step by step. Putting the plane together, setting up your radio, which is fantastic. When you're first starting, trying to know what buttons to push and when to push it. And I mean, his videos are long, sometimes they're an hour and a half, but it's great. I used him when I first started flying a lot. So, he's a great resource. If you want to know about how to, start making them look good and weathering and repainting, you got the RC Geek. That has fantastic videos out there, and he's put some books together as well. There's Mike Wargo that does a lot of how-to flying stuff, especially 3D flying and stuff like that, if that's your thing. So this is not an attempt to be any of those guys. Really, all I want to do is, like, when you're fixing a plane or doing something that's out of the normal, or that you're not seeing on these other videos, that maybe somebody struggled with on how would I do that. So I'm putting some videos together like that. Like I have one that I put up on my site for replacing the landing gear on the Corsair. I'll talk about that in another video later. The great plane, horrible design. I had to put some LED lights on an A10 I bought off Marketplace. Had to, kind of go around the world to get there, but easy enough. But anyway, those are the kind of things I'm trying to do here. I hope that maybe one day it helps somebody, one or two flyers. But anyway, that's kind of the purpose of RC Fix and Fly, or Fix and Fly RC, and that's kind of how the name came about, is because or especially early on, I was doing more fixing than flying. It seemed like, my greatest success was if I was bringing a plane home that didn't need repairing. And the one of the guys that worked at the local hobby shop, he nicknamed me Crash, because I was going there a lot. So if you're getting into the game, I would encourage, finding somebody that's, flown before. Find you a local club. Most of those guys will be glad to help you learn. Flight simulators, I'm sure is good. I still hadn't invested in one, but I might. Something to do during the winter hours, I guess, if I'm not repairing planes. I got a couple of projects that I'm taking on this winter. I hope to get flying by next spring. So anyway, that's kind of the purpose in the video, or the website, YouTube channel. And if anybody ever comes across recommendations, sees me post something that's crazy or better, obviously I always want to be friendly and polite, but I always want to learn. As anything in life, you're never too old to learn how to do stuff. So anyway, happy flying, and hope the videos do some good in the future out here.